Welcome back everyone to the next video in our KSP RP-1 playthrough. This time we are doing the first rendezvous in low Earth orbit, basically a recreation of the Gemini 6A and 7 mission. We are going to launch both, and once both are in the same orbit we are going to rendezvous. Have some EVA fun, and of course bring everybody back home safely. Let's kick it off with on-stream Gotyen explaining the changes we applied to the rocket from last video. If you're not interested in this part, just skip over the next chapter and go right to the action. Over to on-stream Gotyen. Thank you, YouTube Gotyen. Yeah, this is Gemini Mark II. We did some minor changes compared to the Mark I, because we now have changed requirements. We now need to have relightable engines, because once we have the second rocket in orbit, we need to do a Hohmann transfer to the first one, right? We need to rendezvous. So what did we change? Let's have a look at the engines of the second stage. As you can see, these are now five RL10 series engines. They provide equal amount of thrust, 1.19 thrust weight ratio, that's fine. And they need different fuel, of course. Now we have in here, move it a bit to the bottom, liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. That also has some boil off, so we added multi-layer insulation. One layer is enough, because, next requirement, the first rocket, it needs to stay in orbit for 24 hours, so that Earth can complete one full rotation, and we will launch the second rocket into the same orbit, right? Same inclination and everything. So we cannot have it that the fuel boils off. That is the main change. The tank here is a bit bigger now, and we also added RCS to be able to maneuver, like for the Hohmann transfer, right? And that's about it. Some small nitrogen tank, and that's it. These are the changes for Gemini Mark II. So let's get going. Back to YouTube Gotyen. Alright, thanks on-stream Gotyen. So now let's actually launch the two rockets. And we start with Gemini 7. Ignition and liftoff. Pretty standard, like compared to the previous Gemini launches that we had. Nothing special here. And we have stage separation incoming. There we go. Let's have a look at the engines. Oh my god, oh my god. We have 5 engines for a reason, because we only need 4 to reach orbit, and glad we did, because one didn't ignite. But doesn't matter, even with 4 we could reach orbit. And look at that, the afterglow of these engine belts. Awesome. Okay, one is in orbit. Now let's launch the second one, Gemini 6A. Ignition and liftoff. And stage separation incoming. This time we're gonna have a look if all the engines light up, and yes, 5 engines lit up. Nice. So that's an actually very good thing, because this rocket will now have more delta V left once we reached orbit, which will be helpful. So now that we have both in orbit, we need to perform the 4-step process for rendezvous. Step number 1. We perform kind of a Hohmann transfer burn to get a nice encounter with Gemini 7. And it wasn't really perfect, so I did another really small burn to make it even closer. As you can see, this is now approximately 1 kilometer on closest separation. Step 2. Once we reached the minimum separation, we burn directly target retrograde to cancel out any relative velocity. Look at the relative speed reading above the nav ball. From over 100 meters a second, we go down to approximately close to 0. Step 3. Now we burn directly towards target to get even closer. Not too much, just above 6 meters a second is good enough. And we can also pretty nicely see Gemini 7 popping up there. Let's get a bit closer. Step 4. Once we again reached minimal distance, we burn target retrograde again and again cancel out our relative velocity. And now we don't need the big engines anymore. We can separate and use RCS for the remaining more detailed maneuvers. And that's it. Here we are. Mission goal accomplished. We are closer than 100 meters, actually 48 meters, with almost 0 relative velocity. Let's enjoy this view for a bit. Alright, now we have the mission already accomplished, but I thought why we are still here not do a nice EVA and pay the other 2 Kerbals a visit over there. So let's get out, let's use the jetpack to go over there. And here we are. Unfortunately, you cannot look inside the windows. You don't see inside. But we can see outside from inside. Let's do that. Hello, hello, who is there? That is really nice. Also, Earth reflecting in the visor. Super nice. Okay, enough fun. Let's do a nice pose for the YouTube thumbnail. And after that is done, let's head back to our own capsule. There we are, safely back on our own capsule. Let's continue. So, we had a little bit of an issue here with this Gemini capsule. I kind of miscalculated a bit the resources, and now CO2 poisoning starts to happen. They are running out of oxygen. So this is going to be unfortunately a nighttime landing. So let's deorbit. There we go, nice sequential shutdown of the engines. We can now decouple everything and get back down. But first we will see a nice sunset. There we go, the sun going down at the horizon, beautiful. And now let's enjoy re-entry. Plasma starts building up. There we go, look at that with the Milky Way in the background that you don't get when you re-enter during daytime. And also from the inside, as always, the sound is amazing, the visuals are amazing. They are having fun. And now we can almost see nothing because we are going to splash down at night time. Haha, oh my god, I messed up the time warp again. And we entered, or we splashed down with almost 100 meters a second, but apparently everybody's still fine. So, mission successful. Alright, here we are. I love the city lights effects. But, of course, we also want to bring the other two Kerbals safely back home. So, let's deorbit the other capsule. And with a perfect timing on a sunrise. Isn't that beautiful? Again, the sequential turnoff of the engines, decouple everything, and prepare for re-entry. Let's have a quick look on where we are about to land, and it looks like North Africa, right? Right in the desert. Okay, another pretty standard re-entry. Let's just have a quick look at the re-entry effects, just because they are so beautiful, and then we go for the landing. The opening of the parachutes is just nice to watch from the inside. There goes the drogue chute. Not fully deployed yet, but soon. There we go, it's deploying and slowing us down to a nice 50 meters a second. And this is the time where we deploy the main chute. There we go. And this one should be slowing us down pretty much to a nice around 10 or 9 meters a second. Yes, 9, perfect. And there we are, approaching the safe ground in the desert, touching down now. Welcome back to Earth. And of course, the mission was a success. First rendezvous, congratulations. By accomplishing the first rendezvous, it opens up the possibilities of what we can do while in orbit. Let's continue to the next mission in the next video. Which obviously will be docking, by the way. So, if you like this one, leave a like for the video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And also, I'm covering Kitten Space Agency on this channel, so if you like to stay up to date on that one as well, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, thank you for the subscribers, mainly right now. This is Space Junkie. Thank you so much for your continued support. So, see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Orbital Rendezvous.